bucko. Spinner.
So I was asked by one of my followers on YouTube the other day, how did I make the world's smallest spinner, as I call it. Now, I'm sure it's not the smallest, but it's pretty darn small, and it's much smaller than anything you'll find in a regular shop. Compare it to maps, this is size 2, so you can see it's the fraction of the size. And it's much smaller than the 00 as well. I don't have it right now, but you have to trust. Spinner wing. Then we have 3 tungstens, 3.8 millimeters, 2.8, 2.8. One in the middle is slotted. And then we have the hooks, which are musted size 12 dry hooks. They are very thin, which allows the wing to spin around it freely. And yet they are pretty strong, so you don't have to worry about the strength of it. And we choose one hook, so here it is. There's the hook. We take the wing and it passes through the hook through the wing, and this is what we have so far. So now it's time to add the weights, and we start with the non-slotted one, which is this one, and we put it first. The next one is the heaviest one, which is 3.8 millimeters. So we add it in such a way that the wider part goes first and then the narrower one. Okay, and the last one is, I like to add the pink tungsten, which is the same size as the first one. It's 2.8 millimeters in radius, and it's the slotted one, which will make it much easier for me to actually stop the tungsten beads to stop them from sliding down the hook. Okay, so this is what we have so far. Now it's very important that we leave enough space at the eye of the hook so that the wing can actually bend and still rotate. So that's a very crucial point, because as you might know, the eyes of the fly fishing hooks are bent at the angle at around 20 degrees or 30 degrees. So we have to be extra careful not to go too far up. So I'd say 0.5 millimeter is enough so that the wing can move back and forth. And that's what I'm about to do. Now we put it in a vise, like so. Okay, and the first thing that I'm going to do once I've decided on the position is I'm going to pour just a little bit of super glue behind the last tungsten bead, okay, so that I fix it here. Now, of course, that's not enough. If you hit a rock or if you hit a wood, the tungsten beads will just slide down. So we use floss. Why floss? Well, if I use the regular thread, it would take me ages to create a bulb. And the only purpose of the floss is to stop the tungsten beads from sliding down. Of course, the force acting on the wing will also try to push the tungsten beads. So we really have to make sure that they stay in place. Now I'm starting with a few threads around the super glue area, and I move slowly towards the hook shank. I now cut the excess and I proceed with the super glue. Just a tiny bit, but enough to make it stable. We go back, the super glue will wrap around. I have some super glue left, so I can go backward and forward. Okay, I want my thread flat so that it creates a nice and smooth transition. Okay, and I think this is the last one. Let me see if I still have the space that I need in front. I add the super glue. I use the finishing tool, and just 1 and 2 is enough. Okay, can tighten it a bit more. I cut the extra off, and the super glue is very quick to dry and harden. Now the thing is, there are always some threads sticking out of the floss, so I'll just use the lighter to remove that. Quickly move back and forth like so, not spending too much time so I don't destroy the floss. Then I go once again. You can never be too safe, and you know, you might catch a small pike or zander. They might destroy the floss, so you don't want to be shy on the super glue. Just use it until you see it's very stiff. The top two the top two tungsten beads can move freely, which is also important in order for our spinner to be actually functional. And that's it. That's the whole process of making the world's smallest spinner. That you want to keep in mind is that as you use the spinner, the hook will get dull, so you have to keep sharpen it from time to time, and at one point you really have to throw away the hook and just do the whole process again, which is not difficult. You just cut it at the shank point and take off the weight, take off the wing, and just spend 3 or 4 minutes to make it again. So it's reusable. Once the hook gets dull or gets too beaten, you can just exchange the hook and you get a new spinner. The second thing is it's basically very cheap, which is the #1 reason why I made it. #2 reason is it does not spook the fish as much as the regular spinner, and you can kind of present it as a small spoon. So if you don't reel fast enough, it will behave like a small spoon, which is also cool for trout fishing. And now I'm going to show you a few videos of me actually fishing this lure, so enjoy it. Da probamo ovaj mikro spinner što ima. Opa. Lepa. Kako na spinner. To mi je jedino rješenje. Opala. A ne, tu ide. Što je lepo. Kako lep udarac. Također da pomenem i u ovom videu, dakle, putovao sam iz Srbije, nemam mesta za meredov, stvarno mi je žao za sve kojima ovo smeta, ali tako je. Opa, opala. Opala. To se čekalo. To se čekalo. I bucovi u pitanju. I jaoj. Pa dođi kočiče. Konačno jedan. Opa. Čekaj. Gdje ćeš kroz nogu? Ne mogu da verujem na što sam ga upecao. Znači da sam ga jurio. Moram da ga slikam. Ovo mi je definitivno jedan od dražih ulova, naročito što je na mog spinera. Po ovako bistrim uslovima. Bucko.